Rightio guys, so the old boys shot out to Harvey Bay. We've got a bloke that's going to sell us 2 pistons and rods. So a huge thank you to that guy, but it is a 6-hour round trip for the old boy. So that sucks, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So today's Wednesday, I should add. Car's due to be picked up in 2 days. And this is where we're at. So yeah, we're racing. This AC unit, I still reckon we're going to have this back in the car and running before this AC unit arrives. It's overnight freight from Victoria, which is all good. It's usually overnight to Brisbane, but it depends what absolute monghead they give it to from Brisbane to get it out here, which there is a certain freight company out here that's like another hour inland from us. And often they'll take a parcel all the way into there and then have to bring it all the way back. And usually that's a 2 or 3 day affair on its own. Usually it takes us 3 days to get stuff just from Brisbane. So I don't expect that this AC unit is going to be here this week. I still reckon we're going to beat it. But anyway, Rex just did a quick hone job on that pot. Just with the oil coming past, obviously, from that cracked ringland and the little bit of a lack of compression and ring seal, does affect the bore just a little bit. So a quick hone. We do have, from when I originally built this engine, I did buy a set of oversized rings to file fit. Unfortunately at the time, because of COVID and everything else, we were very limited on what we could actually get. So we ended up with some 20 thou overs, which by the time it came to actually build the engine, I decided they were too big. I ended up finding or sourcing a set of standards, which actually came up pretty good as far as gap went. But we do have a full set of 20 overs, which means we can just grab a new top and second ring, file fit them to suit this bore. So essentially this bore will be re-rung. We debated just chucking them rings off the broken piston straight on and leaving it, but it was very obvious the discoloration of that bore and we weren't super happy with it. So obviously, like we said, drill hone's not ideal. Not an ideal way to do it. Not the way we often or normally do it, unless it's our own engine. Normally we'll send it to a machine shop and have a proper machine hone, ensure it's round, etc. like that. All of those things. But as you may have seen from the rest of the bores, the guy that we sent this to get machined in the first place, we do not use anymore. The hone job on the block wasn't very good to start with, so our drill hone that Rex just did is likely probably a better hone finish than what was on the rest of the block to start with anyway, so we're definitely not making it any worse. So that's the plan. Quick fresh hone. We'll use them 20 thou overs to file fit a new top and second. We'll reuse the oil ring because using a 20 thou over oil ring is a silly idea. We'll have terrible oil retention. And yeah, when Dad gets back with a new pot, whack a new slug in, measure him up, make sure bearings and stuff are all good, get it all back together. And at the moment, did you already weld that sump up, Rex? No. No? So Bo's cleaning up the sump so that Rex can weld it up. We've tested the welder that we borrowed in order to do alley, because our welder has currently shit the bed. The AC transformer in our welder's cooked, so our welder, we can still do stainless and steel, but we can't do alley. So we've borrowed this big all-in-one unit that's a plasma cutter MIG and TIG from a mate up the road. So Rex has sort of just been testing that out.
That was me fucking around with pulse settings, but pretty much that was just straight off the bat.
Yep.
It's already fucking...
So it is nice to know that all of this time that we were Rex was struggling to weld alley with our welder, it is actually a problem with our welder. It wasn't just that, you know, we're idiots. So that's always nice to know. But anyway, obviously very new to us machine, very foreign, trying to get things sorted. It's also why things like the 105 and stuff have been so heavily delayed, because we haven't had a welder to freaking weld alley, which has been a pain. But anyway, so yeah, once Bo finishes that up, we'll be able to weld up the sump and then, like I said, repaint these covers with etch primer so it doesn't peel. Get it back together and back in the car running tomorrow before this AC unit gets here. All happy days. Rightio, boys and girls, so with some etch primer and then some engine enamel, these are looking pretty good, and hopefully it will stop them from chipping the way that they were or had done. So hopefully when it goes back together, it should look a bit more presentable. And obviously, ideally, the main point of that is that longevity. It's not gonna keep flaking and in 6 months look ratty ass. So that's the plan. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully the old boy is not too far away with these pistons. As you can see, yeah, like we talked about, Rex done the hone job. We've already gapped the rings up. We're ready to go pretty much. As soon as the slug gets here, do a bearing clearance, whack it together, in she goes, start putting it back together. Righto guys, so the old boy got back late yesterday afternoon, real late. I just did a quick measurement before we went home just to make sure that the bearings would come up all right, to make sure that I didn't have to spend all last night looking for another set or another piston and rod. Bearing come up at 1.4, which is just a slight tiny bit tighter than the ones in the old set. So good enough, that's fine, there's clearance. And yeah, mostly pretty round. So it's actually, yeah, pretty good rod. So we're all good. Piston looks pretty good. Just Rex did a quick piston and bore clearance check this morning. Pretty happy with everything. We've punched the old rod bolts, or the rod bolts out of the one that came out of it, because when I put this together I used all new rod bolts, so we know that these ones at least have only been used one time, so we're happy to reuse them for this one time. It's only going to be the second time they've ever been tightened, so as good as a chance as we can give it. But anyway, I'm sure it's going to be fine for what we're doing. People reuse them all the time. So all's well and good. So today's Thursday morning. It's meant to get picked up tomorrow, but again, it all depends on whether this AC unit gets here, which I'm not counting on. I still reckon we're going to have this back in the car and running before the AC unit gets here. So anyway, it's time to smack this piston and rod in. Rex has already gapped up the rings and everything. He did that yesterday, so chuck the rings on, piston and rod goes in, get this all back together. Look how black the sump and front cover came up. So that's with etch primer first, and then some engine enamel, and they're like freaking black as obsidian. It's like they're gonna suck all the light out of the engine bay, just make it a big black hole. They're so black. Black as heck. So anyway, hopefully they shouldn't flake or do anything funny anymore this time around. And it should be fine for years to come, and hopefully with the bit of welding that Rex did, we should be all well and good. Oh, yeehaw! One fresh slug. Good to go. The new head gasket that we got, well, we actually got the 1.3 mil, so it's actually a lot thicker than the head gasket that was on it. And these are just a soft chamber head, so it should be fine to run that 1.3 mil. Which will hopefully just drop the compression just a tad, which will hopefully help with the tuning side of things on the 98, because we were pretty happy with where it was. Obviously, it had already done the damage to number 5 between getting it to where we were happy with it and potentially with that fuel issues that we were having. But the problem is with the high compression and where you have to have timing, that's where you start to have to walk that line of pulling too much timing and losing control of boost because of your exhaust gas energy. Because obviously the more timing you pull, the more energy you're putting through the exhaust valve and into the exhaust manifold and causing boost spikes and boost to run away. So you start to get to a point where you can't pull any more timing because boost starts to get out of control, and then you're trying to put timing in to control boost, but it's getting unhappy with too much timing. So hopefully just having that little bit extra head gasket thickness can allow us to sort of just be that bit happier on the 98 with where it is.
Go with that.
Just nicely. Just nice. Alright, we're going back together. This looks so much better now without the little chipping and stuff, so hopefully she stays mint now. Yeah, definitely glad we did that while it was out, because it was slightly annoying just having the chips there. It just wasn't right. Wasn't perfect. Anyway, get this in. Currently 2:45, Thursday afternoon. Car's due to be picked up tomorrow morning, and we're probably going to have this running this afternoon, if not early in the morning. And there's still no sign of our AC unit, so we are winning the race of beating this AC unit here at this stage. So fingers crossed this unit's here tomorrow, but I mean, after that, it is what it is. We've got a wedding to go to. We can't hang around for the weekend, unfortunately. So luckily, the owner has somewhere that he can camp out for the weekend, and it's just going to have to wait till next week. Oi! Piss off, Goots. Go home. Random as fuck. I've never seen goats here in my life. Rightio. We're pretty much all back together. We're full of fluids. Pretty well ready to go. It's 6 o'clock, so in the morning we'll run it, get it on the dyno, get it sorted. Still got to street tune it. Haven't done any street driving in it yet, so still got to get it on the street, make sure the transients are all good, make sure it doesn't stall coming to a stop, all of that silly stuff that you can't do on a dyno, all of that real fun street tuning stuff. Yeah, and then bonnet back on, got to give the inside of it a vacuum and put the rear carpets back in it, and then it can go. So Adam, the owner, he ended up getting onto the company that sent the AC unit and got a tracking number and the overnight freight from Tuesday is due to arrive here on Monday. So it's definitely not going to be here. So scratch that completely out. Not going to happen. I believe he still plans on taking the car tomorrow. It's just not going to have a heater or AC or anything, and then we'll send the unit up to him and we'll have someone up near home fit it. I believe that is his plan. Find out tomorrow. Otherwise, if he's got somewhere to camp out, he may camp out till Monday. We can do it and sort it out and do that. So unfortunately, it's just bad timing this weekend. We've got this wedding that we are committed to, a part of the wedding party. So it has to happen. We have to go to this wedding. So it's not even a weekend where if something happens to him halfway home, we can't even help out because we're going to be busy. We've got other commitments. So would rather it, be on a weekend where that wasn't the case and we could at least sort of help and do things if we had to. But unfortunately, that's just not the case this weekend, and we've got to do what we've got to do because we are people and we have lives and things to do. So just is what it is. So hopefully, if he does take it tomorrow, it's all sweet and he gets home to Townsville without any issues. That's a bit nicer. Yeehaw, we're alive again. Alive and well again. Man, that fuel pump's so much quieter. So much quieter with that pump. He's gonna be stoked about that because that other pump was freaking loud. Loud as. All right, boys and girls, today is the day.
But you'll notice
No oil.
it's perfectly dry. So
Something's fixed. Glad we did that. I'm just so stoked that we repainted this cover. It looks so much better without all the chips and stuff that were on the front here. Stoked with that. Anyway, today's the day. It is leaving today, by the sounds of things, one way or another. That's not our choice to make. He's already committed to coming down here. It's a long story, which I won't go into because it makes no difference to the viewers, but he did have somewhere where he could stay for the weekend, but we're not convinced that this unit's going to be here on the Monday anyway, and for the sake of the guy that's coming down with him to get it, they're just going to go, I think. So I'm pretty sure no matter what happens, it's going home. So we're just doing a quick run up for that one pot just to double check a few things, double check the 98 tune. The head gasket we put on it is actually a lot thicker, so we just wanted to double check the tune and stuff. We're not worried about it, but obviously we'll sleep better knowing that it was double checked before it left. And then, as I said, we still got to do all the street tuning stuff. So interior, the way it's leaving is still half pulled apart because that AC unit's not back in there. So it is a big shame. We are very, it really sucks to us after having put so much time and so much effort into this car and built it over such a long period of time that it ends up leaving sort of half completed, half assembled. The car's set finished. You just got to put this new unit in and re-plumb it up when it gets here, but still sucks nonetheless. It would have been nice to have it finished when it drives out the gate, but what do you do? What can you do? It is what it is. The other thing is this whole week I had intended to use, I was trying to get hold of a photographer to do a photo shoot with it before it left. I had hoped to make a heap of content this week with it. I wanted to make a heap of TikToks, heap of shorts for YouTube Shorts, heap of YouTube videos. I wanted to make a full build breakdown video, get heaps of B-roll while it was on the hoist and do a full, just condense, obviously. I think this is about 25 or 26 or 27 episodes by this point. I just wanted to condense all those episodes into like a 10-minute build breakdown video to try and draw people in so that then if they wanted, they could go back and watch the whole series. But I didn't get a chance to do any of that because it ended up being what it was. This week ended up being what it was and not what it was meant to be. So just another thing, this industry, these cars, this work, nothing ever goes the way you want it to. It always ends up going this way. So frustrating that I didn't get to do all that, but hopefully once he gets it home back to Townsville, he can sort out some photo shoots from his end, and I'm sure that it'll start getting around the internet. People will start taking an interest, making little clips, photos, videos. He'll start to take it to car shows and it'll start getting around, and hopefully it all comes back to us. But yeah, it sucks that I didn't get a chance to make that content anyway. All right, guys, crisis averted. It was just a little bit low in oil. We're all sweet. All good on the 98. The little bit of decompression from that extra thickness of the head gasket, and then obviously cylinder 5 being a lot happier has made a huge difference, and it's much better. Position 2 on the dial will be fine on 98, and we're at 470 at the wheels. So 470 at the wheels on 98 on position 2, plus then your 617 on the 85 in position 3, which is about 20 pounds. So freaking wicked. We've even got the rear trims back on. Both spent all morning cleaning up all the carpets. All the carpets are going back in. All of the trims back together. So we're all looking sweet. It's a real shame that AC unit's not here and finished up, but it's all looking pretty good. So I'd like to get some actual photos of it as well before it leaves, and we've still got to go do some street tuning and stuff, but I'll show you under the bonnet once the bonnet's sorted out. But yeah, what do you reckon, Adam? You want to be YouTube famous or what?
The best thing I've ever seen. And to my wife.
Worth
so good.
Worth
so
the
good.
wait or what?
Worth the wait, worth the money.
I freaking hope so, because it took as long as it took.
No, awesome work.
So yeah, stoked, wicked, and hopefully you don't have much trouble finding someone to sort that AC stuff out when you get up home.
Yeah, I think there's a few guys in Townsville that do the retro stuff. So
Yep.
maybe
Beauty.
be right, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we know from when it was gassed up that it took gas fine. It was cold as, there was no leaks in the lines or anything, so you shouldn't have any problems with this as far as the gas goes. Just got to make sure there's antifreeze in it, and yeah, don't gas it up with water in it because
Yeah,
it
we'll be
splits
good.
it.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, we're keen to see how it goes on the street, particularly the way this converter is. Obviously, you know, we'll talk about it once it leaves. We'll talk about the whole build as a whole. I'm feeling I didn't get to do like an actual build breakdown video, but I'm sure one will come out somewhere along the line. We'll get another YouTuber to send up to Townsville to go do a build breakdown on it for us. Or maybe we'll get up there and do it. But anyway, you all know the deal. You all watch the series. Excited to get it outside and just get some photos of it.
What if I told you the thrill of running a red light, chasing a recent bright memory through a bent pipe? When you get older, some just wanna hang fire, but the rest of a soldier on, sleeping on the tram line. What's the point if we can't escape the landmine? Sand slides faster each day, one day we can die. We'll just ignore it, let the revs chant. I burn laps around the sun for face first to the campfire.
All right, boys and girls, so at the end, that's how it ended up. So we've got our position 1, which is about 13 PSI, 440 on 98. Position 2, which is, you know, about 16 PSI, which is 470 on the 98. And then position 3, which is, you know, around 20 pound, 19, 20 pound, 617 on the E85, which is already saw earlier on. So unfortunately, once again, we're so pushed for time. Already, Rex was meant to get, he's best man at a wedding tomorrow, and he was meant to get to a dinner as part of the wedding party tonight, and he's already missed out on that. So that's how pushed for time we are and how rushed we are. This whole week was meant to be spent getting all that content that I was just talking about, as well as, you know, doing all the drivability, street tuning, making sure it's all right. Rex has just spent about 2 hours just trying to street tune as best he can. We're still not 100% happy with it. There's still so many things we would love to spend more time on. Unfortunately though, we just are out of time. You know, we killed the turbo today, we still managed to pull it out of the bag and get it right. It just seems to be what happens. It just doesn't seem to matter how much you try and prepare yourself, or how prepared you think you are, how advanced you think you are prepared, how much time you think you give yourself. It always seems that when we're delivering cars and builds of this sort of nature and this sort of caliber and how much time these builds take, it always seems, no matter what, we're always rushed till the last freaking minute, and it does our heads in and we hate it. Anyway, the owner, obviously, Adam here, is an absolute G, and he's across exactly what's going on, and he knows the deal. He's been here today and seen us struggle with the struggles we've had just today. So anyway, it is what it is. You can try and work with him via TeamViewer and try and get it sorted. But anyway, before we load it on the trailer, we're going to get Adam. We're going to go for a quick drive. I want to film a quick drive. I don't want to let the car leave, at the very least, without filming a quick drive in the car after, you know, 2 years of blood, sweat and tears. So let's go for a quick spin. What do you reckon, mate? Are you excited or what?
Go for a drive?
Go for a drive.
Bit better than the 186.
Go to the 186.
Yeah, a little bit better. Damn, what's that on? 1?
Yeah, it's on 1.
I can stay on 1.
And you'll find that 2 doesn't make a heap more peak power right at the top, but that mid-range is going to hit like a freight train.
Damn, Daniel. Nice.
Brakes feel okay?
No, they're good. Because when I had it before, the back would just lock up
Yeah, okay.
and it just
Like,
just lightly
Yeah,
touch.
you probably have to do.
But now
like,
it's-
you probably have to do a few tests and just adjust that
Yeah.
proportioning, because
So
at the
it's
moment,
more to the front.
at the moment, I think it might be more to the back, because I sort of wound it all the way out to give the back full brakes while we bled it,
Yeah.
and I think I wound it in one full turn or something from there. So I'm not sure where that's at though.
Does it say on there forward, rear?
Yeah, it says like increase and decrease.
Cool.
The old shifter, a test on the way back.
Yeah.
So it should be, if you pull it towards you, that should be second.
That's second.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't go into first unless we pretty much stop, is what I found.
So
Yeah, I
it's
think
first.
that's first there.
So second straight up.
Yeah, should be.
And yeah, towards you and up is third.
Yeah.
I know it works mint.
That's the first time anyone's tested it, so.
Yeah, that works really mint.
Oh, it's just a bit over.
So would that be second now?
Yeah, that should be second. Yeah. It's still auto, so just. Yeah, just select second. You can hold that is second.
That's second now. Forward. and-
Go. Yeah, so that's second, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is an auto box, so it might not always just select second, but yeah.
So slower.
Alright. see what I mean about that converter. It'll, like when you up it, it flares up,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it'll still, when you're just cruising, it'll still be okay.
What do you reckon, mate?
Still got the shakes, but it's good. No, really good. Very happy.
You wait till you give it a hit on number 3 when you've got some E84.
Yeah, get some
I'm not
in
looking
there.
forward to it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Get the 600 horsepower one
Yeah.
going. No, I'm glad that shifter works awesome. It's freaking wicked.
Wow.
Anyway, it's 2 years of blood, sweat and tears.
2 years.
Anyway, as we said, right before Christmas, be ready, mate.
Christmas.
It's 2 years
years
late.
later. No, good. Very nice. Very nice.
There you are. Oh, look at this. It's on a trailer. What a time. What a day. What a day, Rex.
What a day. Yeah, I'm supposed to be at a wedding dinner, but where else
Yeah.
would I rather be?
Yeah, well, look at that. 600 plus hours of blood, sweat and tears.
At least the owner's happy.
That's why we do it.